the things that we want to hide, the shadow parts. So we need to shine a light on them so that they can be balanced. So we don't need to put more shame on ourselves and accept them. Love yourself for all the light and the dark aspects. You're not meant to throw them all away, but just embrace them all together and alchemize. Welcome everybody. Good evening or good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are in the world right now.
Welcome everyone. So our theme for this month is the power of vulnerability. We will begin with thinking about what vulnerability means. So as we explore on these questions, I would like to share what 𝘀𝗰𝗿𝗍. She is a lecturer and best-selling author. She actually describes herself as a storyteller. I would like to share her definition of vulnerability. For her, vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Truth and courage aren't always comfortable, but they are never weakness. So being vulnerable is actually very powerful. In Tantra, so I studied Tantra, and we were really taught to everyday practice vulnerability. Vulnerability is about being open, opening your heart. And the only way to know your truth is to be vulnerable. The only way to connect, to experience real deep connection with yourself, with your higher self, with the divine, with others, is to be vulnerable, to be sensitive and open. It's embracing and risking exposure. Exposure meaning being seen, being heard, allowing yourself to share and allowing others to listen to you, receive from you. And this is the only way to enable real connection. This is the only way to deepen your relationships, to risk being seen, to be sensitive, to allow yourself to open your hearts. And according to 𝘀𝗰𝗿𝗍, and I'm sure you also feel this way, nowadays we numb our vulnerability or our ability to feel and be seen. We tend to numb with vices, with distractions, with stress eating, and with medicines. How when you're diagnosed with depression, you numb it with medicines. This session will encourage all of us to embrace our vulnerability and to build a culture of vulnerability. Solstice sessions where Faye and I, we conceptualize this monthly sessions to hold safe space, to encourage vulnerability, to build a community wherein it's safe for all of us to be vulnerable, and that being vulnerable is not intimidating. It's actually healthy and very powerful.
Okay, so I'm going to select a card. So Aleli and I were going to draw a message, like a general message, or general messages rather, for the group. So let me pull a card for us. So Spirit, what is your message for this circle of wonderful, wise women? So this is what came out. Rhiannon is the goddess, sorceress. And the message is, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Wow. Just a quick sharing, I dreamt once of a white horse. I think it was a unicorn. I dreamt and I searched for the meaning. And it's all about determination. Yari, ako din eh. Parang determination, like purity of intention, determination, getting towards your goal. And if this speaks to you, and I know this speaks to you guys, to you girls, it's really all about keeping the intentions pure, making sure that we're coming from a pure and loving place. Whatever it is that we desire, whatever it is that we want deeply, truly in our hearts, if we are coming from a good place, filled with good intentions, it's ours. So we may not know how, we may not know the how, but it's done. It's done. We have to get out of our own way by embracing our vulnerability, accepting shameful parts of us, the things that we want to hide, the shadow parts. So we need to shine a light on them so that they can be balanced. You're not meant to throw them all away, but just embrace them all together and alchemize.
Thank you so much. Again. Soothe.
I love you all.
Thank you very much.
Love you and thank you. Have a good rest. Have a good weekend, everybody.